Welcome to Drinkin Bros, presented by BlackRifleCoffee.com.
Welcome to Drinking Bros. We've got 3 verified blue check marks and Jarred Taylor.
3 verified Instagram people.
Hey,
Jared's got an extra R in his name. So
You think that's where this is stemming from?
I think that's where it is.
Hey,
I
you
think
have a blue check mark in my book.
Oh, look at that.
Thanks.
That doesn't
Yeah.
count.
Thanks.
You're verified in my book.
Yeah.
Your book doesn't get them to respond, though. You know, that blue check mark does.
It really does.
Yeah.
It really does. We've got a hot show today. We've got obviously our fan fave, Vincent Marcus. I don't know if you're going to be a fan fave or not until this episode drops. But we got Sarah McDaniel.
Well, she opened the show with fuck, so I mean, I think we're good.
And 2 miscolored eyes, like David Bowie.
It's a mistake.
Well,
By God himself.
is it? You think Jesus had a hand in it?
You fucked up. That's all I know.
Wow.
So Jesus fucked up.
Yeah.
To Jesus!
Hey.
So for the totally ignorant, that's real.
It is real.
Wow.
It is real.
You're like an
David
Australian
Bowie had
shepherd.
that.
Yeah.
I haven't
actually,
seen it except for David
That's
Bowie.
actually a misconception because David Bowie had a dilated pupil. He didn't have different colors. So it looks like it is, but it's not.
Okay.
So it looks like one's black.
Yeah.
Now I heard
Sure.
your real last name was Crotchy. Is that? I'm kidding. I'm totally.
Birth given, yes. I changed it when I was 12.
It's weird to
Really?
have like
as
No,
a 12-year-old,
no, I'm
you're
completely
like,
lying.
you know what I don't
I'm
like?
like, listen,
My
I
last
got to
name.
My
grow out
last
of this,
name.
Mom.
I think you know that though. Like as a 12-year-old, where it's just like, because Crotchy is, let's face it, that's a lot.
Where
of.
does that come from?
It packs a punch for sure.
It comes from the Middle East of
yeah.
your body?
It's actually crochet.
Oh, crochet. It's
A little
crochet.
bit of French in there.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you do that?
What?
Did you tell people that
Crochet?
as a kid? Yeah.
No.
I'll tell you why.
You think crotchy stems back from my childhood?
No. But I didn't know if you told people. It was, it's crochet. It's crochet.
I should.
Yes, because
With an accent over the
Here's a
Y.
fucking really funny one out in Hollywood. So, big Jewish town we're in. The name Wiener is super common.
Yeah.
No
And-
way.
yeah,
Last
yes.
name or
Anthony?
first?
Last name. Yeah. So the creator of Mad Men, he goes by Matthew Weiner. It was Weiner, and it was just like no fucking way on earth when you were born was
There's
it
more
Weiner.
attitude to
Yeah.
Weiner.
Yeah. It was like it was Wiener, and you just got fed up with it
Weiner
at some
seems
point.
proper, though. Like, he seems like somebody I'd trust with my money.
Weiner does,
Yeah.
yeah. Wiener doesn't. Where you're just like, ugh, great.
Yeah.
Spread the cheeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Mom and Dad, because they watch from at home.
Okay.
But we get a hot show tonight, and
Do you want to explain why you have
excited.
a photo of yourself on your computer?
That's a good.
Oh, of my
I would
head?
love. I
My
would
head?
love why you have
Is
a
it
sticker.
just like your favorite
Like you
selfie?
actually went out and had a sticker made of your head.
Oh no, it was made for me, and I appreciate it. You know why it's just the head, by the
Actually,
way?
didn't I make that?
Because it couldn't. There wasn't a full body one that would fit. Because I really wanted everything in there. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like if
all
you
my
really
parts,
tried,
all my parts in there.
just full nude, or
I'm a tall drink. Well, I would prefer obviously full nude and erect. People frown upon that, like at Kinko's. There's one text check for Jared. I'm gonna
Listen,
count.
I'm
I'm
the
gonna
one
count
booking
this down.
all our guests right now.
gonna count
And you
this
know
down.
how people are.
No.
You can't just
No,
give
no,
them
no.
an address and a time. Like, they have to ask you 9 more questions. Yeah, but where is it? I just gave you an address. Oh, but when should I show up? I gave you your time. Like, like it's not like even
not rocket
with the
science.
party
That's
tomorrow
all I
night.
got.
Like,
I just got
we're hosting a party tomorrow night, and we gave a time that we would be there and a location, and the amount of questions that I'm still getting
Is crazy.
It's like, yeah, but I've got I maybe need childcare. I'm like, what?
your credit score.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but what are you guys going to be doing? I don't care. To
Well,
answer.
we're getting close to April 15th, so it's tax season. We might be doing some TurboTax.com on tonight's show.
TurboTax.
But to get back to your original question, so I walked into Kinko's with a full nude portrait of me, erect, and there was a wind blowing. There was an American flag in the background with a slight breeze, 14 mile an hour to the left, and I wanted the balls to convey that because you have an erection doesn't mean your balls can't move, because that's a common misconception.
True.
They can move. With a 14 mile an hour wind, I wanted Old Glory going that way. I wanted the old sack going that way. Frowned upon, called the police, pulled my record.
That can't be the first time they've seen that.
Pulled my my penis at Kinko's? No. Let me take you back 8 years to when Xeroxes were popular. Boom. Hoisted that thing right up in the machine.
It made
Slammed her on down and started Xeroxing copies for everyone in the neighborhood and said, "Guess what? I've got a new headshot."
Hire me.
That's where I was. That's where I was
For
at
roles,
Kinko's.
or-
Yeah, it's on Vine, just south of Sunset, about a block down, right behind the Taco Bell that's merged with the KFC, making the most delicious combo you've ever had in your entire life. When you lost your virginity, how old were you? Just give me a ballpark year. I'm gonna say 15.
I'm going
kidding.
17. I'm going 17.
I'm gonna go 15.
I'm going 17.
Is that your final guess?
Yes.
Yes.
I was 18.
Oh, really? Yes, you were.
Price is Right rules.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
win. Drink.
What about you?
Yeah. Me?
Yeah.
I was, what was it, 6 or 7 days ago? So that was 32. Yeah, I was 32 years old. No, I'm kidding. It was, I think it was
3 or
31. Yeah. It was 31.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my dad laid the money up on the counter, and then she came in on top of me, reverse cowgirl. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, we did it traditional. It was missionary. It was my first time.
Tradish-mish?
Yeah, tradish-mish.
Yeah. Tradish-mish.
Yeah. I had these Hulk hands on. She was like, as soon as you come, just start smashing things. And that's what I did. And that was to let her know that I was done. For some reason, I had a ball gag in, so I couldn't communicate like what my actual response was. No,
She liked it.
I'm joking. I was, I think, 16,
7?
17?
Oh.
Yeah.
6, 7?
6, 7?
I forget, but it was great. Like, it wasn't one of those like miserable experiences where everybody's like, "Oh my god, it was miserable." It was
Funny story
We're
about
down.
that, because the nice friend that he is,
Mm-hmm.
he brought the girl I lost my virginity to on the show.
Jesus.
Called her.
Why would
Called
you
her.
do that?
Why not? I wanted to
Oh,
find out
true.
what his lovemaking
It sounds
was
like
like.
you do something like
You
that.
can't really trust your friends until you get their virginity lost partners on and say,
Okay.
"Hey, what was he really like?
What
like,
was it really? Yeah.
how
yeah.
hard did he cry?"
So was it
afterwards?"
good or bad?
She said it was fine. You know, nothing to write home
Like a
about.
5 out of
Fine.
10.
Yeah. Are you a potato salad fan? Because you can get the mustard or you
Is
can
this
get
a
the white
trick
kind.
question?
No. You can get the mustard or the white kind. And, you know, it just depends on what you're in the mood for.
True.
So,
Flavors.
yeah.
all
yeah.
about flavors.
Because I like a hard mustard. You know what I'm saying?
I like a spicy mustard.
Ooh. Ooh. I like a spicy meatball. I like Dijon. Like I'll go
That's
like
the
I'm
same thing.
super arrogant about it. No, I like the jar where you got to put
The
the
Whole
spoon
Foods,
in.
$12.
Yeah, it's
The
got
whole shit.
ground pepper. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that.
peppercorn, mustard.
Jimmy Crack Corn, I don't care.
Are we?
I like a little Jimmy Crack Corn.
Are we talking about mustard right now? Have you fallen off the rails?
What? I don't know. But I want to focus on you, Sarah.
Oh, Jesus.
I really
I
want
want
to
to
go back
focus
to
on
you.
you, not the mustard.
I read that
Just
you
you.
were the first ever model on Playboy after they were clothed.
Yes. So they were briefly clothed. They were covering the nipples for like a couple months, and they switched back. But
They did switch back.
After
they
riots?
After like
realized-
2 copies sold.
3 months,
Yeah,
and they were like,
yeah.
"This is a mistake. No one is buying our magazines." And then they went back
Wait,
to full nips.
you're just Maxim now? Nope.
Exactly. 'Cause That's
Pretty
essentially what it
much.
was.
Pretty much.
And here's why. Like, and this is a totally dead serious story.
Uh-huh.
When they switched and they went to you,
Mm-hmm.
topless, which honestly, it's almost like shitting on God at that point. Like,
yeah.
let's be honest. Like, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Well, wait. Did they have you back though to like redeem?
No, see, the weird thing was I never met anyone really associated with Playboy. It was a very strange like venture they were going out into. They were trying to do the whole artistic scene. I literally just went to New York for like 2 days, shot the pictures, and went back. And they never had me at their any of their events or anything like that. They were just kind of like, "Fuck you, that was a mistake. We're
forgotten
gonna move
playmate.
on and not think about it."
Well,
The
because
Phantom Playmate.
But yeah, exactly.
This is the episode title right there.
Yeah,
Phantom
Playmate. But I saw a guy in the airport because I was traveling, and I saw a guy carrying a Playboy
Yeah.
that had no plastic sheath on it.
Yeah.
Because remember, they used to have the plastic sheath where you had to rip it open and be a dirt bag behind a fucking garbage dumpster and be like, "Oh my god, I'm tearing up my
Now
plastic
you can just
sheath."
go on Google and look up nipple, and you get all.
Oh
you want.
yeah.
Or Instagram, really, it's on your feed.
But everybody, as this guy was walking through the airport, because it was in Atlanta, he was being judged because you could see the giant Playboy bunny. It
Yeah.
was like a shadow in the background. And
is
I
it
was,
because it's non-nude that they didn't cover it?
yes,
Or-
since they didn't have to, and it said Playboy at the top, and like there was people sitting next to me, and everybody was whispering of like, oh my god,
Fuck
That's
this
the
guy.
Playboy
that
magazine.
guy's just walking in the open with a Playboy, no sheath. He's got no plastic sheath on it. He doesn't give a fuck.
There's no
What if he's
protection.
sitting next to me? Is he gonna look at? Is he gonna touch himself? Is
Oh,
he gonna
God.
look at it? What's he gonna do with that? And I was like, wait, what the fuck? And then somebody else was like, no, Playboy's non-nude anymore. And I was like, what?
Just get it for the articles.
Uh,
No
yeah,
one.
I was
No
like,
one does that.
Motherfucker, if I wanted to read, I would go back to school. Like,
Or maybe Nat Geo or something like that.
yeah. And so,
But then again, where was the thought process to sell Playboy in airports? Ever.
Well-
Because they've been for sale in airports forever. Like,
That's
you're
true.
just like, hey, man, catching a flight. You know what? Grabbing
that
these.
Playboy, gonna work out the old digits.
Hey,
and
can I put these armrests
yeah,
down
yeah,
here?
yeah.
I'm going to have me
Got myself a middle seat.
party.
Pardon me, sir. You can hold the peanuts because I'm reading a Playboy all flights. Lick, flip, whoopies.
Yeah, you're pulling the centerfold out like and staring at it for a few minutes.
Yeah.
like, while there's two people on
Just
either
a
side
hard
of you.
stare,
Yeah,
yeah.
You're just they're just trying not to look like.
Yeah.
You're just going full centerfold for like
Full
5
bone.
minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Full
you're
bone.
holding it close to your eyes
Yeah.
too. You're
Yep.
like looking. Like,
You put the sick bag over your
like,
ding dong.
You
You're just like,
you
oh,
yawn
don't look
with
at
it in
this.
your hand.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's up over the seat.
Yep.
It's like, oh man, I just gotta look at this some more.
Can I get another bottle of Woodford Reserve? And then you hold it out, you know? It's like you're drying clothes on a fucking line
Oh,
outside.
man, I spilled a little water on this.
Yeah. Forgive me.
And then you get up to go to the bathroom with it still in your hand.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a sign.
Congratulations. Yeah, yeah. And then you
wouldn't
look
at least
back
put it
over
in
your shoulder.
pocket? You just
No.
keep it,
No,
keep it,
no,
lay it out
no.
in
It does
front of
not
you?
fit in my pocket.
You can't put a full Playboy in your
Can't
pocket.
put a- you
No,
can't.
I
you're
mean
gonna-
the centerfold.
you're
You
gonna
can rip
crease
it out.
it.
I'm saying if you're going to
You're
the
gonna
bathroom.
ruin-
You're gonna ruin it.
You're
You
gonna
save
ruin
those
it. You're gonna
forever.
ruin
The integrity.
Those are
Yes.
treasures. Yeah.
The creases. You can't
Yeah.
see it after
It's
that.
it's like after you go to the dentist and he says, go get something out of the treasure box, and you take the whole treasure box with you. No,
great-
you
what-
take one toy.
you take a-
You
What's
take
Right,
one
is
toy.
I really hope there's someone out there that would bring 4 to 5 issues, and they'd open the tray and just
Yeah.
like in middle seat. Like honestly, I want to start doing this.
Yeah.
Like, middle. I'm just gonna buy middle seats every time I fly. I'll have 7 to 13 Playboys.
Fuck yeah.
And then just
The same one?
Yeah.
no, all different ones.
Just
From different years.
Just
like
and,
Yeah,
and,
different
and
years.
put one of those sound speakers, you know, what are those little tubes called?
Yeah.
Like a Bose tube right on top of it, and just play Creed with arms wide open, and let the whole just and slowly twist, slowly turn. Oh, there she is. There you are, Sherry, you fucker.
And you just groan lightly like, oh. As you get to those pictures.
Yeah. I
Just
like that
loud
a lot.
enough to be over the plane noise and like
Yep.
the air coming out. Yeah.
You carry a briefcase with you, and you open up more on your briefcase.
Yeah, you need
Yeah.
more. Like you're spilling them into the other seats, and you're
Start.
befuddled. Like, oh, sorry,
Sorry.
Playboy's got out of hand.
Have you seen my June? I can't find my fucking June
Hey,
issue.
who's got my June?
Who's got my June 13? Don't fuck me, man. Who's got my June 13?
Listen, I need Victoria Silvstedt, Playmate of the Year 2008.
So you
Yes.
so you were in Playboy.
Who was your first, by the way? Your Playboy. Who was your jam? Everybody had their jam that they remember where it was just like, oh, that was a clean jerk to Playboy.
Okay, well the clean jerk?
Sorry about that. God.
Let him answer.
No, yeah.
Oh, yeah, clean jerk. Pan Am, dude.
Ah, that's mine.
Really?
God, we're fucking
Really?
jerk brothers.
I have never seen her Playboy.
I didn't either.
We're jerk boys.
Yeah.
Is
That's
there
disgusting.
a theme?
What?
Is there
That
a
is
theme to
atrocious.
Pamela? Or
To Pamela Anderson?
Was
Her
she just,
being
like,
retardedly
Baywatch?
hot was about the only
Yeah,
thing.
dude, it was so funny. I actually my stepdad used to get the Playboys in the fucking mail, and I stole one time. I was like, oh, cool, and he found it. He was like, we have to talk about this, and I was like, okay. He's like, don't get the pages stuck together, and he gave it back to me.
Your dad did.
That's solid.
stepdad.
That's a
solid.
nice move.
It's a nice move, but like in retrospect, I don't know. I guess it was good.
Well,
right?
I'll tell you mine then, because
wasn't
when I went
allowed.
to college, my parents ended up moving. And they didn't that wasn't on the docket, so they just moved.
Sure.
I didn't get a chance to hide my shit or take it with me. And they were like, I get this call at college, and they're like, we're moving, and we found all your porn. And it was just like the disappointment on this shit. And I was just like, I'm a teenage boy. Sorry about that. But like, that was disappointing. I would have rather had the fucking bro dap of like, hey, real proud of you.
Yeah.
Hope you're doing the two-handed basket weave every now and again so you don't get used to the same thing. Like something, like a nice,
Desensitizing.
That's
bad.
Because what you want to do is intertwine those fingers, so you can get a clean, smooth jerk.
Put a nice slab of Miracle Whip.
Yeah.
Oh no.
What you want to do is take all the pickles out of the jar, refill it back up with mayonnaise, and then insert. I'm sorry.
Put it in the microwave.
Sarah, I forget you're even here sometimes.
You gotta
forgot.
pack a paper towel roll full of mayonnaise and then put a rubber glove over it.
Now, what you do is you get a watermelon. You want to get one that's
And
kind
put
of
it
on
in
its
the
way down.
microwave.
Yeah, cut a hole in it, put it in the microwave
Cantaloupe
for
in the
40
microwave.
seconds. The old cantaloupe. The old cantaloupe trick. Man, if I got some produce for you. No, but that's a big deal. Were your parents happy when you were?
Yeah, they were stoked mostly because it was non-nude, but they were just stoked in general because it was a big, like, curve in my career. So they wanted me to kind of
Two big
use
curves
that.
in your career.
Yeah.
Do you have a brother? Sorry about that. That was an easy joke, and I couldn't
Easy.
let
Hey,
that
low-hanging
lie.
fruit, Ross.
Yeah,
Low-hanging
I couldn't
fruit,
let that
buddy.
go. Do you have brothers?
I have two brothers.
What did they say? Like, holy shit.
We bought it.
They didn't. They didn't live with me at the time, so I'm not sure exactly.
They didn't live at all?
They're dead now.
Yeah.
No,
Wow.
Both are dead. I'm from the
Rest in
Ukraine.
peace. They all perished that night. We wish them the best going forward.
They are still alive, but they never. I mean, I think they saw it, but they never really commented on it. So
Sure.
yeah.
Like what would you say? Like, hey,
Hey, nice pictures. I
nice
don't know.
pics,
Nice
sis.
sis.
Yeah.
Nice rack.
Yeah.
By the way, this Thanksgiving turkey needs to be cleaned off the table. Why don't you go debone it and defeather it and get
Hey,
it the
when
fuck
are you
out of
when are you coming back home to mom's? I'll come with. I don't know.
here. Yeah.
Hey, like,
Yeah. So it's
fuck it. You want to share a room?
Yeah.
it's just safe to say they didn't comment, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like you didn't.
You just fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
When are you going? You want to hang out?
You want to hang out? Hey.
We know each other the best.
Yeah. Look,
But you didn't even want their commentary, right? What is it? Was it kind of awkward? So it was like, okay, yeah, my bros or whatever. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really even think about my family's opinion on it. I was
Sure.
more just excited about the
Opportunity.
career opportunity.
Sure.
Yeah, and I felt like it was really important to convey a certain personality by being the first non-nude. So
Cool.
yeah, it was fun. It was really a great article and everything like that. So
Excellent.
what did the article dive into?
just about being non-nude and how it's kind of important to keep that mystery with a woman.
And then
if you see a
everybody
woman just
revolted.
straight up nipples, it's like there's nothing really left to think about, I guess. But then people didn't like it anyway, so we ended up going back to back to nude.
Yeah.
But
So how many non-nude?
I think they did like 5.
5? You were the first.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there was only a
A
couple.
pioneer.
Yeah, you're actually like a Jeopardy question now.
There you go.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
bet
I
your
like
middle.
that.
I
I
bet your
like
middle
that.
name is Rose. Is it?
My middle name is you're looking at my Wikipedia. Right?
No, I'm not. I'm just
Yes,
really
you
smart.
are.
That's why I get my fucking computer
Yeah, put
with
your
my face on
computer
it.
away. This is a
No.
genuine conversation.
This is a show where we ask questions about your life because we want to get to know you better. Yes, I have to look you up. You're 5'10". You're with LA Models. And
No,
that's
I'm
a
not.
nice thing.
I'm actually not with
Are you
LA
really?
Models. No, that's
Well, they're being notified now.
Are your parents' name Angela and Gregory?
yes.
There we go.
Back on track.
Gregory, if you're listening out there right now, I'm sorry for all the comments I've made today. No, but I think that's fucking awesome. So what did that do to help your career after that? Like what opportunities did you get?
Mostly it created a lot of following, which I used to
Social
gear
media?
geared towards my writing and different things like that. I just finished 3 different stop motions and I write articles a lot, so it kind of grew
Dude, you're
that.
computer animating.
Huh?
You're computer animating, or
I'm actually
The bunny?
looking for someone to animate.
how are you animating that rabbit?
So there's this company called Movie Mountain that lives they're based in Washington, and they basically hated the city where New York and LA and all that, and how everything is kind of done in the cities. So they saved up a bunch of money and just went to the mountains of Washington and made their own production studio. And they're really cool because they do a lot of weird projects. They really focus on doing those kind of art house projects that people don't usually invest in. So yeah,
Like, are you talking more on the indie side or like Adult Swim type shit where it's super
in the middle
fucking
somewhere.
weird? Okay.
Yeah, where it's kind of like so weird that people only watch it at 3 a.m. sometimes when they're extremely drunk or high, or also
Kind of like
very
drinking
good
from
script.
cups.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bossa Nova.
That's the ticket.
Whose chair is that?
Tomorrow's the Oscars or Sundays, right?
Is it really?
It is.
Do we care about the Oscars anymore?
Well, no, but here's why I'm asking. So they have a best animated short category every year. The films in that, is that the type of jam you're into? Where it's like super artistic, or is it comedy? Like, I'm trying to get a handle on this.
Yeah, I would probably say it's the ones that are not very noticed, which I actually think is interesting. Why do you think the ones that are put the most work into aren't like put into mainstream? Why do you think it's the basic boring shit that people talk about the most?
It's because people are fucking mindless. Like it's a merchandising model.
As far as cartoons go,
No.
Everything,
As far as media in general, I feel like the things that are highlighted are often very numbing of the brain, and it's not very like insightful or caring
Donnie
or anything
Darko
like that.
should have won.
yeah.
Stop. Not
As
Donnie
far as
Darko.
I
as
think
far
it
as
should've.
Oscars go, you mean?
No, I'm talking about in general for just the population.
Oh,
of
well,
America.
that here's the thing: is everybody. This is my opinion. Everybody in a creative field or running a studio or a network or a music label or whatever, anything that's risky would require them to maybe or maybe not lose their job. So if they do something edgy or risky or something along those lines and it fails, they're out of jobs. So people will only do exactly what they think. So as long as they can just keep going at their jobs and that's good enough.
I feel like everyone's craving something new.
They are. But here's the thing. The people who take the risk and it succeeds, like Black Panther, they will be rewarded for life after that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But nobody, if you go on a limb, let's say Black Panther fails, people lose their fucking jobs.
I'll give you this. Like here's a perfect example. The Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat. I got it.
Yeah.
That was an independent writer that the studio took a risk on, saying, okay, we're going to make a $200 million plus movie that we're putting Tom Cruise as a lead in.
Yeah.
Now, they took a risk on that, but then in the marketing, it was a great movie. It was a cool plot. Everything was made great.
Big fan.
But in the marketing and release portion of that film, they decided to go head to head with Transformers because of, and it was released in August. It was because of some cocky asshole said, "Oh no, we got Tom Cruise. We'll beat Transformers." No, you won't.
Right.
Release it 3 weeks later, you will be the number one.
Everyone
movie.
loves explosions.
Yes. So it's like, you can get screwed that way because we don't blame the marketing guys or the release people in that. What we do blame is you guys went with an independent writer. That's why that movie failed.
Yeah.
The
Crazy thing about this movie
It's a
though
stigma.
was, so I didn't see it. I didn't like the title. I thought it was.
Well, again, they did that flop.
Yeah.
Right at the end.
I didn't think it looked. I didn't think
branding
it
was
looked
confusing.
Yes, I didn't think it looked that great. I go to your house in El Paso, Texas, and you're like, "Yo, you got to see this fucking movie. I just bought a fucking 4K TV. It's awesome." And I was like, "This fucking Tom Cruise movie looks." And you're like, "No, trust me, dude, trust me." I watched it with him. It was fucking incredible, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is awesome."
There was a huge undertone in there of this fucking creepy love story of the fact of this guy quite possibly lived for fucking 10,000 days.
Well, here's the positive on this, which I don't know if you know about yet. Everybody else apparently had a Jarred Taylor in their life and showed him this movie, and they just got a sequel greenlit.
No shit.
Yes. Yeah.
Success.
But whether or not the people who were there when that greenlight happened and the movie came out, shit, probably not.
Yeah, this is years later.
Yeah.
But again, I attribute the failure of that in the box office to somebody being cocky in their marketing and release department saying, we have Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
They just wanted to say they beat Transformers. You're not going to beat Transformers. Every child in fucking, it's just like us. We released Range 15 on iTunes the day Angry Birds came out. And that's why we're number 2. Because we're not going to beat Angry Birds.
Right.
Because every fucking kid in America was, buy me that and I'll shut the fuck up. Yep.
Here you go.
Absolutely.
So what are you hoping to do later on? Like, obviously, Playboy's a one-time thing. You were kind of one and done with that.
Yeah.
Besides the animation, do you want to act? Do you want to sing? Like, usually everybody's in LA
Can you
for
sing?
the
No.
entertainment
I mean,
industry.
I like
Have
to
you
sing,
tried?
but I have never sang in front
Have
of
a
people.
guitar.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe when I'm drunk enough.
Done. You're on that.
Yeah.
But as for the future, I have a lot of plans right now. I have a CBD line coming up with beauty products, acne, things like that. And I'm also doing the stop motion, but that's also really hard to get into because people don't really do stop motion except for Leica. And
Tim
then
Burton.
I will always write just because I love it, and I'm actually doing
Novels, screenplays.
all of it. I do mostly articles right now, but I'm learning how to do screenwrites, which is extremely hard, but I'm trying to do a short film, a horror short film. And I've realized something missing with horror so much is, again, the curiosity about it. I feel like every short film that I see on YouTube or whatever, they just show it right away.
They show the monster.
Yeah, and you're like, I don't care
It is so much
anymore.
more scary to not that. That's why I thought Signs was shit.
Yeah.
If they never showed
Yeah.
what the monster
Exactly.
was in
Yeah.
Signs, I would have been like, I'm fucking terrified.
Yeah.
When I saw the fucking movie Signs and I saw the alien go fucking
You're like,
walk out.
all right, I'm not
Yeah.
scared anymore.
Or
Yeah.
just
When
him
you just
like
see a
casually
hand,
walking.
like,
Yeah.
you're like,
When I saw the foot go up in the cornfield, I was like, nah, done.
Done.
Not good.
Done.
Because everyone creates an image of their head of what scares them
Exactly.
the most,
Yeah.
and everyone has a different vision of
Yeah.
that. So when you show it, you're like, "Oh, that doesn't scare me."
enthralled in like trying to predict what the
Yeah,
monster reveal will
exactly.
be. If you never have the monster reveal, you're like, what? No.
Exactly.
Like
first Blair
Cloverfield.
Witch.
Cloverfield.
They did it really well until the most
Yeah, but
recent
then they
one.
showed it. and
Yeah.
it was like,
They got
oh,
too
that's kinda
cocky.
cheesy.
They just got a bunch of money for animation, and they're like, "Now we can do the monster," but
Yeah.
it wasn't that good.
It's like a Jaws. Like you guys see the
Yeah.
Spielberg documentary?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
wow,
yeah.
So it's like,
how
yeah,
good was that?
Yeah, Spielberg was like, oh yeah, we had this animatronic fucking shark or whatever, but it didn't work, so we had to
Yeah.
improvise and make it scary without the shark.
Yeah.
So the music and the fins
And just leading up to everything.
and the like
Yeah.
and like the fucking tubes, the yellow tubes that follow the shark.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That was just
Brilliant.
brilliant because there was no shark
you
visible.
didn't see anything. You just see a buoy floating.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that scared everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I
I'm
love
still
that.
afraid of Jaws.
I
But,
think,
some,
I think
but sometimes, look, because when I watched that doc, it's a happy accident where the shark didn't work.
Yeah.
So you didn't have a choice but to
Yeah.
shoot around it. Cloverfield, the guy was driving to the pitch meeting. They didn't have a name for the movie. They didn't know what they were going to call it. The exit they got off on was Cloverfield off
No
of the
way.
10. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's where MTV is and all where it was and all that shit. And it was just like sometimes all this shit's an accident where you're like,
It just
all right,
falls
cool.
into place sometimes.
You
Okay,
weren't really
what's-
trying to scare me.
Yeah.
What is the one movie that actually scared you that you thought was best done? Horror movie.
I used to be really scared by The Exorcist, and actually, when I was really young, Gremlins scared the shit out of me.
Really?
Yeah, I was a big Gremlins fan.
The part when the older people are like going up the stairs and they kill the old people, for some reason that like traumatized me for like weeks after that. But I was also 8 years old.
So
anything scared me.
Amityville Horror, like just the shape of the house. And those
Okay.
windows.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it wasn't necessarily.
Is that recent?
No,
No.
This is like
Okay,
As
they
a
just
kid.
did a recent, didn't they?
Yeah, with
But
Ryan.
you had
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you could read, you could check a book out of the library that would talk about that
Yeah.
actual incident.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
like that's what was scary about it, is like that house existed.
Sure.
And then I thought The Ring.
Because it's real.
Yeah,
That's
the
what
Ring-
scared you.
the Ring was
fucked
terrifying.
The Ring
me up,
for you?
man.
That was
Yes.
like the first
because
horror
it was
movie
the first, like,
that
Japanese.
Yeah.
Where they took the Japanese horror, remade it in America, and it was fucking weird and creepy, and you're like,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the Japanese really know how to use their creative minds, because I've seen Paprika
sound.
and Akira.
They know how
and
to use sound.
so
They know
many-
how to use
yes, the Suicide
mystery.
Club. There's so many Japanese movies that they just got it down. I think they're far surpassed
It's
us.
not Japanese. Man,
Japanese.
you're pronouncing that J.
Listen, don't call me
Okay.
out on that.
No,
okay?
I didn't know. I didn't know.
Japanese film.
What was
Yes,
your
Japanese.
scariest movie?
Scariest movie. Oh, The Omen. Actually, believe it or not.
Oh,
really?
Holy shit!
Yeah, so
my
I-
parents wouldn't allow me to watch that movie.
So I just didn't like the old Omen, not the new, like the
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
the,
old
like the
Omen.
old
Right.
one. I don't know. I just didn't like it. I just found it so fucking terrifying. I don't know.
Pet Cemetery 2 still fucked me up too.
I've never
No,
seen
I
that
mean,
one.
granted, I was like 9 when I watched it.
Right.
Like, yeah, because like my grandmother would allow me to watch all these fucked up movies,
Child's Play. I saw Child's Play at 5 years old.
but my mom
Wow.
wouldn't. So I would never tell her, like, she'd take me to the video store and to rent VHSs, and I'd be like, that one.
Yeah.
Did Carrie scare you guys? It scared me.
No. I got, like, mine was more like real life things. When I was 19 and I moved out and I had to do my taxes on my own for the first time. And I didn't have.
With who? Who did you do them with?
I didn't have TurboTax.com. And I was like, oh my God, it's frightening.
We better call them and get a sponsor.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you
That's
owe us.
really scary.
We have said TurboTax no less than
35 times today.
I think everyone's afraid of the government.
Well, it's April 15th. It's right around the bend. And The Conjuring was mine.
Oh, dude, yeah, same.
That was a good one.
Recently,
that was
where I
good.
was just like, all right, cool. And that house is
And it's in Wilmington, yeah.
Conjuring is terrifying.
I did a tech scout, and they were like, oh, you can shoot at the house of The Conjuring, for like $1,000 a day. I was like, let me call Jarred Taylor. We should shoot something.
Yeah, because you did call me. Like, hey, we could get the fucking Conjuring house.
When you come, we can get the Conjuring house.
What scares you the most about that movie?
The movie itself?
The Conjuring, yeah.
Do you like red vines or Twizzlers?
Red vines.
I hate them. So I'm a Twizzlers guy. And when
Gross.
I got to
Twizzlers
the counter,
are disgusting.
When I got to the counter, they were like, "We only serve red vines," and I was like, "You motherfuckers!" Like I knew I was in for a shitty day afterwards,
yeah.
and then I got scared by the movie. But the movie itself, I like the aspect of a couple in a house, and it seemed real, like the story.
Realistic, yeah.
Like whenever they start the movie with "the following is based on a real story," I'm like, "Oh."
But how much of it is real?
Yeah. I
know.
That's what I want to know. Like,
And
it's
the
probably
name-
like
the
one
names,
scene.
maybe.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that was my one in the last few years. That was my one. My number 2 was The Strangers. Did you see The Strangers?
Oh, that was fucking creepy.
Is that when
Yes.
it's like a couple and his dad dies and they're in the house for the night or something?
No,
like a-
strangers show up because it's called
The
Strangers.
strangers, right? Where
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
people waiting
So
outside.
strangers show up at the house. They got bags on
Yeah,
their
yeah,
head.
yeah.
with
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It's just like
that's creepy.
like the creepy home invasion aspect.
yeah. So like
That's not really horror. Like, it's kind of horror,
It's-
but that's like
yeah.
violent. That's like other humans. Like, we're talking
Sure.
paranormal shit.
like real horror.
But horror isn't only paranormal.
True.
I mean, what
Yeah,
is the
Jared.
difference between like suspense
Jason.
and paranormal? Where
Yeah.
does that? I mean, like horror and
Where does that?
suspense.
Where does that line end?
Yeah,
I
where
never
does-
See,
know.
I
never
thought
know.
Paranormal Activity really fucked up. Like,
on the 5th movie?
no, well, I'm just talking on the first one.
Oh.
Like, they created this fucking psychological game with you where they would show you this image on the screen for 2-3 minutes and nothing would happen. And you're searching every corner of the screen.
Yeah.
They could have made that way better and they didn't. Like, they're building you like you're like, something's gonna fuck with me, and then they would ruin it with like, the sheet going up. It's like,
Yeah.
bro, you could have done this so much better because you literally sucked me in for 2 minutes to be searching every corner of that screen, like with
Yeah.
all the negative space, because the way that they would frame it was great.
Right.
It was like they had a perfect concept and they kind of fucked up. Same with VHS. I thought they had a perfect writing and concept,
yeah.
but the execution
You know what,
made
though?
it less scary.
I disagree with you on VHS because the first VHS scared the
It was
fuck out
good,
of me.
but there was a couple cheesy parts, mainly because they're too soon on
Say too much
revealing the monster or
Yeah.
whatever it was. But VHS was fucked up. Have you seen it?
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh
a
my
movie
God.
that you're like, is this a snuff
You're like,
film?
oh yeah. You're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Has anyone seen Cannibal Holocaust?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
Have you
movie
seen that?
is
The
actually,
two of you peas should hop back in that pod.
that movie,
and,
because it's illegal in the
Yeah,
US.
you couldn't get it in the
Yeah.
U.S. We had it
Yeah.
in Iraq.
Because
Really?
Because it's borderline a snuff film. People
It's
actually die.
they
in
don't
the
know.
movie.
The director, pull it up. Director got arrested for a long time.
What's the name of the film?
Cannibal Holocaust.
yeah.
We ordered it from Russia on eBay
Of course.
while
you
we
did.
were in Iraq,
I
so we
used
could only
uTorrent.
ship it to a fucking Iraqi address.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Whatever
Yeah.
happened to the Pirate Bay? Did you guys ever use that?
No, I didn't
really.
trust it because my computer would get fucked up on it.
Mine. What are you downloading?
Wow. Wouldn't you like to know actual snuff films?
TurboTax.
I like to see hamsters getting smashed while people are smoking crack over the ham. I'm into some
It's a
sick
classic.
shit. No bigs. No bigs whatsoever.
Do whatever gets you off.
Oh, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
Because, like, are you wearing a belt? I want to tie that around my neck. No, I'm kidding.
She doesn't have.
But if there's a half a
the line?
scissor that I could stab into my leg as I orgasm, that would be great.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't get me off at all.
No,
Is that what you asked?
I don't know.
Cannibal Holocaust was flagged for so many reasons. One, the turtle scene.
Yeah.
Like they break open a turtle.
Or a
like,
Serbian film.
So
Has anyone seen that?
Jesus
Have you
Christ.
seen that?
Yes.
All right.
That is
let's
the
get
fucking
into
most
that.
disgusting rape scene ever.
So that movie.
Cannibal Holocaust says it's made $200 million, by the way.
Yeah, because
There you
it got
go.
banned.
Because everyone's like, oh my god, this
Oh, I have to
movie's
see
fucked up.
this.
It makes
Like-
me want to see it.
It's like 2 Girls, 1 Cup, but you have to see it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I can't believe you don't
An
know what
Italian horror movie released in 1980. I'll say this: I'm not a big horror guy. It's not my genre where I really
What
like
is your genre?
God comedy.
Okay.
Big
People
shock.
didn't know if this was fake, if it
Yes.
was scripted or real.
Because he
Correct.
told the actors to stay quiet after the film was
Yeah,
out.
and like
Yeah.
they go to this tribe, and like there's this scene where they put a woman on a spike like through her entire body. Like it is the most fucked up.
So you can now buy it on Amazon,
No
the unrated
shit.
version.
What about a Serbian film?
Let's watch
Yeah.
it.
Oh man, that would be great. Do they have?
Have you seen a Serbian
You
film?
can download it and just rent the bitch right now.
do
We
it.
can
No
pop it up
kidding.
on the old big screen. really stretch
With
our
the
legs,
fam.
have
No,
a nice
we just
drink,
and
watch
we
some
just
Serbian fucking killings.
we just made Cannibal Holocaust a lot of money.
Oh
Probably
yeah.
after this.
Yeah. And the weird thing is, like these appear to be like Apocalypto children
Yeah.
that are
Yeah.
in it.
Pretty much.
No, Cannibal
Yeah.
Holocaust, like it is a group.
They actually went there.
of like scientists
actually
that
go there?
to.
Allegedly.
Yeah, they did.
You can't get Apocalypto, by the way, on anything.
Apocalypto?
Yeah,
What
you
do you
can't get
mean?
it on iTunes.
Ooh,
You
I
can't get
love
it on
that
Amazon.
I just watched it
That's a
on
good one.
AMC the other night.
Well,
Stop.
but you can't buy it on
can't have
iTunes
it.
or
Why?
Amazon.
Why can't you buy
I don't know.
Apocalypto?
I don't know. I'm just going.
I had to
in.
watch it on YouTube.
Apocalypto?
Yes.
The Mel Gibson movie.
Yes.
Where he's
Try
like
and find
holding
it
the
on
heart.
iTunes. Try and find it on Amazon.
Oh,
I think I've done that.
we're gonna look at the fucking.
Why were you
internets.
looking up Apocalypto?
Because I wanted to watch it.
Fair. It's fair.
yeah.
You don't think it's on Apple TV?
Mel Gibson fucked up with the Jews, and they pulled his fucking
Yeah, library.
#1 in the fucking box office
Which one? Apocalypto?
out of theaters. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And they
Wow.
had it on DVD, and even the DVD sales they kept pulling that shit because they didn't care.
Yeah.
Fuck Mel Gibson. People says I can't hear him.
Oh,
Yeah. So you can get the Blu-ray, but it's going for $160.
See, I told you you can't get the fucking
Why?
movie.
Why is that?
I mean, it's on YouTube, like a shitty version.
Owns it. They pull it. They fucking hate Mel
Wow.
Gibson.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Why?
It was a great movie.
Why do
here's
they
the
hate
thing.
Mel Gibson?
Long story. It rhymes with sugar tits. And then you didn't hear about the cop pulling him over and
No.
he called her sugar tits and all that stuff.
Allegedly.
Well, that's not a recording of it.
Is this a
He made
hashtag Me
Jesus
Too?
Film and they went after him. Bottom line.
You think that's what it was?
100. Dude had death threats.
He looks like Jesus. We should believe him.
I know.
He had death threats on his voicemail. People like, I mean, whether you think it's fake or not, it's like who's getting death threats about it.
Well,
I love the off-camera conversation.
it's
Dave.
the
We're
same.
fine. We're fine.
Dave's just like, yeah, because we can't pick up your sound. But the thing
You need a
with
mic.
the thing with Jesus, like those Jesus films and shit. So you were asking me what got me off. I'm sorry.
Jesus.
Sorry
I'm
about
making
that.
another drink.
Hey, crucifix me another one.
Oh, nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Is that the body of Christ you're getting?
Jesus. We'll answer this Mel Gibson question.
Are you super into Jesus? Is that it? Introduce yourself to the
No,
audience, by the way,
no.
because this is an audio show as well.
Oh man, this is audio.
Yes.
Damn, that's old school.
I-
Yeah, Alexander
Great. Last name?
Pappas.
There we go.
Yeah.
Are
would
you
say
super into
Papas.
Jesus film or Mel Gibson? Because you were sitting off camera. You
Yeah,
made
sorry.
you
Yeah, I
made a
wanna
Jesus
address that.
remark.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
mean,
super into Jesus or just Mel Gibson?
Ooh, no, I'm all about Jesus. I like Jesus. Jesus is cool. Yeah,
So would you say Jesus is all right with me?
Jesus is very
Nailed
alright
it.
with me.
Nailed it.
Little DC
How
talk
do you
action.
how do
I
you
see
know
DC
so
talk,
much about
you know?
Mel Gibson's film? Because by the way, they're making a sequel right now.
They are, yes. Randall Wallace, Mel Gibson, Randall's writing it.
Yep.
So actually, I didn't mean to jump into it for that reason, but yes, I actually worked on the Passion of the Christ. So I
You
was
did? What'd you do
there
on
for
that?
So helped him create the grassroots marketing
Okay.
portion of that. So
Yeah, because they did it independently and they
Zero
didn't have
marketing budget,
Yeah, zero all the way around.
yeah.
Where do you start with a movie like that as far as grassroots marketing?
churches.
Of course.
Yeah. So the idea was really so the movie he spent $30 million put into that.
Yep. And of his own money.
Yeah, his
Yeah,
own money,
yeah.
straight out of his pocket
Yes.
bank account. So they had zero marketing. When I came in, I was like kid in college, nothing I could do. And basically marketing was, he's like, I don't have a marketing budget, but, any ideas or thoughts that could, help me with that. And this is really, I think, kind of the entry where he realizes I don't know anything and get him out of my office type deal. And I was like, well, I have some ideas. Shared those ideas with him, and he was like, oh, okay, well, you have some connections. So, yeah, why don't you go ahead and you go do those things. And if those things work out, great. What do you need from me? And I'm like, well, just that I can say that I'm working with you.
Right.
He's like, great. So I was like, cool. Let me bring in some like influential Christian businessmen in Dallas, Texas. We'll put them in a theater and see if anyone will buy out theaters and move all the churches into theaters, get them out of the churches and put them in those. And that one screening I did in Dallas, Texas, one guy bought out 44 theaters.
Wow.
A guy by the name of Arch Bonema, who really just wanted to get his kid in the movies.
Yeah, of course.
But he bought out-
A lot of independent films are like that, by the way.
Yeah, for sure.
People are buying roles all the time. Dan Bilzerian was probably
Yeah,
the
he
most
started it with,
infamous.
Danny B.
Lone
Danny B.
Survivor?
I will say this, yeah, but he didn't really start it. It's been going on for a while in independent cinema. He was the most famous one because he tried to buy his way into a studio movie, which he did, according to the court documents.
Oh, no shit.
How much?
Yes. The rumor was it was $1 million. And he was supposed to have.
So you're paying more than you get back to get that notoriety.
One would think. I mean, look,
It depends on how it builds the career. If
Lone
it gets-
Survivor was a big movie, so it ended up being well. But like, there's a lot of them that don't turn out well. So then you're just chucking your money into the
I
air.
didn't even see him in the film until I rewatched it the second
So that's
time.
why he sued. So he sued, which is why this even became known. The filmmaker Peter Berg was the director of that. The studio thought there's no way this guy's going to come back and say, I paid to be in a fucking studio movie and I didn't get the screen time I was promised. And they were wrong. Like, Bilzerian didn't give a fuck and ended up suing. To my knowledge, they settled, but I don't know what the number was of the figure, but the movie made
But
a
you're
shit ton
paying
of
to
money.
be in the movie. You're not paying to have a certain amount of time in the movie.
He was. So in the contract, he had to have like something like 15 lines or something like that. And he didn't get it. To my knowledge, I don't think he got one. But you see his face in like 4 different scenes, and you're like, oh, you were probably supposed to say something there. But
So what do you think? Do you think it's worth it?
if it works out, yes. If Dan Bilzerian is a great actor, which he wasn't, he's got a weird voice. Have you ever heard him talk?
Yeah, it's strange.
It's strange. If it works out and the movie does well, what's the difference?
But if you're a great actor, why don't you just go to studios and try to get a manager?
Because
Why would you pay for it? Because
you're-
obviously you're not a good actor if you have to pay
but
your
you're
way
you're
into
cheating
it.
the system and shortcutting it because look, there's a ton of great actors out there who don't get the notoriety or we had one on earlier today, Jesse Merlin. It's like, guy's had 1 million auditions. He's probably only been in 5 or 6 movies, and it's like, why isn't that guy fucking famous? He's
Yeah.
great. He's great in everything he does. Sometimes it just falls through the cracks, and that's just the way it works.
Yeah.
One of the biggest independent filmmakers in town is a studio called Skydance. You know Skydance? The guy's last name is Ellison. His dad is the head of Oracle, correct. His daughter is Megan Ellison. She runs Annapurna Films. He runs Skydance. Skydance did True Grit, the Tom Cruise, the last 3 Mission Impossibles. You name it, they financed it. Well, he originally, before he got into his own production company, started financing other shit, wanted to be an actor. So he paid for this movie called Flyboys with James Franco.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's about a $70 million budget. He wanted to be a lead in it, which he was. Not a good actor. The movie bombed, made about $8 million. And his dad was like, hey, man, no more of you dropping $70 million. Why don't we just finance these fucking things with like
To make
real
your own movies.
celebrities? Yeah. And that's what he ended up doing, and then so did the daughter. Both of them have been extremely successful in 2 different genres. Because she does like the hardcore, and she did like The Master, things like that. She does really artsy movies that are just Oscar winners and all that other shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No Country for Old Men, like that type of stuff. And then he does like these big Tom Cruise movies. Like he might have done that fucking Day After Tomorrow movie. What's the name of it? Yeah, Day After Tomorrow.
That one Day After
Geostorm.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Geostorm.
You know the one where they repeat everying over and over again? Was it Day After Tomorrow? Was it Day After Tomorrow?
that was
Was it Day
Groundhog-
After
that was
Tomorrow?
Groundhog
Yeah,
Day.
exactly.
Groundhog Day.
Exactly. But both of them have gone on to have like wildly successful careers. But he started off trying to buy his way into movies, and it happens a lot. There's look, Jared has been a part of the independent film process, where people have bought roles into a movie, either via Indiegogo or indie financing. Yeah, and look, if it explodes, and then you can say, yeah, it's worth it. But I don't think you'll ever know that answer unless you try.
True.
Well, to tie it up with a bow, Mr. Arch Bonema, his 40 theaters that he bought out did not get his son into any of Mel's movies.
Really?
Not one.
Yeah.
And to just tie all of it up, like the whole thing with the Passion of the Christ was like a massive, basically, dick inside of Hollywood because all these massive execs are Jewish. Yeah. And they were not happy with Mel making the movie. They threatened him. He still made the movie. Then all of a sudden, all this bad shit just starts happening to Mel. So you can, say he said something, but there was no recording. There's no cam. Just a cop saying he said a bunch of shit while he was drunk.
Yeah.
Mel didn't even remember saying any of that shit.
He said some other shit on camera that it was just hey. I've
you probably said it.
I've partied with him before. And
I feel
it's
like also when you're at that
gosh.
caliber, everything that you say is under a microscope, and I feel like so many things can be taken out of context. I also don't know what he said, but I'm just saying, as far as like a lot of people that are famous, they might say something that they didn't mean at all, but then they'll take what they said in a quote and put it towards something else. I think that's like a thing that's shitty towards people that have a lot of eyes on them, because it kind of ruins their career with something they didn't even mean. But also, I don't know what he said, so I can't really speak on that. But
Sugar tits. There was a lot of that.
Is that
no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I just know that when he made Apocalypto, they pulled that shit when it was #1.
All I know is Apocalypto is a great movie.
But both. Look, Passion of the Christ was a great film.
I did see that, yeah.
I thought it was great, and I'm not super religious or anything. I enjoyed the film. I thought it was great, and like I got caught up in the whole box office aspect of it. The surprising thing from the Hollywood perspective to me is Hollywood not recognizing how much money Christian films make. Because as running a production company for fucking the last 9 years, everybody would come in trying to pitch Christianity movies. They crush around the globe. They're an automatic buy for DVD, so you can sell them in bulk because churches buy them out. So before they go in theaters or any other streaming avenue, churches buy these DVDs. They give them out to the people that go there.
There's not a lot of family-friendly content.
Exactly.
That they feel is safe for the family.
And when you're selling it foreign around the world, Christianity is such a big religion. You're going to get into a lot of countries. There's no swearing, so you can air it all day long on cable as well. Like there's so many factors for Christian movies that it's going to sound terrible to out these people, but there is a lot of people in Hollywood specialize in making Christian movies who aren't super Christian.
Yeah.
Just because of the financial aspect of it.
Are they reality TV producers?
I don't know. I'm not going to go that route. But the other one is like dogs and Christmas. So keeping up with the Christ theme, Christmas films do well with dogs around the world.
What about Krampus?
No, Krampus bombs. But if you go to IMDb, and just type in Christmas dog, just those two words.
So what do you think makes a
you'll be flooded
popular
with thousands
movie?
For the mainstream or for selling?
In general.
For selling, again, if I was going to sell something and somebody had a gun in my head and said, hey, try to make the most money with a movie tomorrow, what is it?
It would be like Justin Timberlake with Mila Kunis and they fall in love somehow.
No, it's going to be a dog at Christmas. It's going to be a beagle who fucking left home, and it's going to be the night we save Christmas with the beagle. Dead serious. If I was trying to make money immediately overnight, if I'm trying to lose money overnight, let's say somebody was like, look, like Brewster's Millions, you've got to lose all this fucking money for us. Make a movie that's going to lose all our money. You make a hardcore drama about a relationship.
Are you that guy that's in every
$4.
superhero movie that has the deep voice and is presenting the commercial?
I should be. No, I'm you see those cod pieces on superheroes? That's what they use me for that. Like I come in because they don't want to spend the money on a cod piece. So they're like, can we just get the real thing in there? Can we get the real big dick in there?
Yeah.
Can we back her on in? Can we get the huge cock in there? Can we get the cod piece in the screen? He's going back, guys. He's going back. He might hit the trailer. Sorry, Dave. No. But yeah, a relationship drama will be like a.
Wait, we're talking about
an
dicks.
ender.
JT, are you gonna come back in for this now? This
No,
sounds
he's
like
good.
you're-
He's off the show because we're towards the end here.
Oh.
But comedy's not doing well overseas. If you're looking for what isn't and not doing well, comedy's not doing well overseas. 75% of the box office comes from overseas now. It doesn't translate. So like you take like Vince Vaughn. Love Vince Vaughn. I think somebody was doing Vince Vaughn on the
Oh yeah,
show.
they're back and forth. Yeah.
Yes. So you take an inflection like Vince Vaughn of I can't wait to see you later. When that gets translated in Italian, it's one guy, but all his line is when he gets it to translate it is I can't wait to see you later. He doesn't get any of that inflection. You
Yeah.
don't get any of that comedy.
Yeah.
So you're just stuck on this one still line of I can't wait to see you later, and you're like, yo, why the fuck is that funny? Whereas Vince is like I can't. I'll see you later. You're not going to get that overseas. Same with Anchorman and all the other shit.
Yeah.
Delivery and timing
Yes.
doesn't translate well.
And in each country, there's typically 2 to 4 actors, 2 men, 2 women, who translate every film, drama and comedy. So once it goes over there and you do the translation for these films, it is essentially lost in translation comedy itself.
Yeah.
So you're fucked. And with 75% of the box office coming from overseas, that's too big of a risk to
Yeah,
do a
that's
comedy
huge.
anymore. Whereas a superhero movie, a lot of action, a lot of colors,
Yeah.
a brand.
One liner, one punch, boom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Action movies kill the most. In all of these meetings I've sat in over the years, there's always one movie that comes up where everybody's like, hey, if you want to make a fuck ton of money, make The Raid. You remember that movie The Raid with all those Chinese actors who were beating the shit out of each other in a jail cell? Hardly any dialogue. Tons of action, fucking fast paced. It looks amazing. Yeah, but they made it for $1 million, and their profit was through the roof. So everybody, when that movie came out, production wise, was like, "We'll give you whatever you want. Just make a movie like The Raid." And it's like, hey man, that would take millions of dollars to make. I don't know how that guy did it over there. He didn't pay any of those actors, but like, you couldn't do that in America. You can't make that movie in America.
What was Project X made for?
10
Oh,
million.
I forgot about that movie.
It's a great movie. Miles Teller
Miles
was on the
Teller
show.
was in it.
Yeah, Miles Teller's on the show.
Plug Miles
It's
Teller.
one of my favorite movies, but
Yeah.
it was yes, and it was one of those risks where if you go in as Todd Phillips, because Todd Phillips is coming off The Hangover and everything else, and he goes, "Hey man, I want to make a movie about a house party. It takes place in one day. What can I do and cast my own
That's the
actors?"
same guy that did The Hangover.
Correct.
What's the deal with that?
Right. So, with him.
He's
Well,
all about parties.
Why not? He's
Yeah,
all
it's
about
money.
parties in real life. So with that, they were like, great, cast whoever you want, put whatever music you want. You can do whatever you want, but we're only going to give you $10 million.
Yeah.
Like, great, let's fucking do it. Same with The Hangover. Hangover, he wanted all of his own actors, Zach Galifianakis, Bradley Cooper, all those guys, and they weren't famous at the time. But he goes, these are the guys that need to do this movie. What will you give me? And they go 30.
Yeah.
You have $30 fucking million, and that's it. And he goes, and you're going to have to cut your director fee in half. And he goes, great, I want more money on the back end. So with that, he made $73 million himself with his back end
Wow.
points off The Hangover, and they did 2 and 3, and like
Yeah.
Todd Phillips is richer than
That's
the Passion of the Christ.
It's richer than
Passion
I
of
feel like
Christ
it was
made
a
$1 billion in
goddamn-
the box office. Yeah.
Yeah, history lesson today.
Yeah.
But anyways, we do this thing called the Drinkin' Bro of the Week. That is something that is inspirational or influential in your life.
Oh,
It is
God.
on you, Sarah. Who is
Like
that?
a quote?
No, a person.
Person.
Could be a
living
man,
being.
woman, anybody who helped you
man,
get
woman,
to where you are
child,
today.
Jesus, whoever you want.
Really
Yeah.
Pulse.
I would probably say Alan Watts because his speeches have really influenced me through a lot of really heavy depressions and things like that, and just remind me to kind of flow with life instead of fight against it. So yeah, Alan
Are you
Watts.
depressed a lot?
I'm not depressed a lot, but I think everyone kind of touches on depression in certain points of their life. That's actually what I wanted to talk about today, but
Really?
I didn't get around to it. Yeah.
All right, now go ahead. Look, it's a podcast. It doesn't end. So like, it ends when I say it ends. You see my picture on the back of this fucking computer? It ends when I say it ends. Yeah, yeah, because look, there's a lot of listeners at home
Yeah.
who deal with depression and things like that. So
Well, I think that depression is a thing that everyone can kind of agree on. Everyone's been through a hard time in their life. And I think it's something that people kind of blanket term as a battle that goes on in your own life or your own mind. And you should just be happy or put on a smiley face and all that things, or all those things, sorry. But I think that people should really pay attention to those feelings and things that make you sad or things that make you angry. You should really
Like,
be
acknowledge them.
introspective about that and realize what is the thing that's triggering that, or what can I change to make this go away, and things like that. But I think that doctors and a lot of people really peg that as an issue that you should cover up with drugs or, things like that. So, yeah, I don't know. I just want to touch briefly on that, and that people should really pay attention to their feelings instead of just kind of push them away and not acknowledge them.
Drug 'em out.
Cover them. Yeah.
Because I've been depressed in my life. There was a number of years where McDonald's stopped serving breakfast at 10:30, and I was like, "What
That's
the
a hard time.
fuck?
Fuck
Yeah.
that, dude.
What the fuck?" And it was
Where's the McRib?
how I coped with it. Yeah, and then obviously it went all day, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm cured.
Yeah.
I can get a fucking McGriddle at 6:00 at night. Fuck you, mom and dad." And I really enjoyed that. But why did you want to touch on depression? Just out of curiosity.
Like I said, I just feel like a lot of people go through it, and I think it's something that you should really make sure that people know that they're not alone on that subject, and that you always have people to touch on and kind of go along with, and there are natural cures for that instead of just going on like an antidepressant or taking something that really is making you a lot worse than you could be, because the number one reaction usually to antidepressants is suicide. So I think that people should pay attention to that.
So you think people should reach out to like the social aspect instead of the medical aspect, so like support groups and stuff like that.
Just self-learn.
Sure.
Like search online for natural things such as like I'm not very like educated in this area, but I think that just paying attention to your feelings, like I said, just not blanketing over it and thinking like, oh, I'm sad, I'm just gonna be happy now. You should be like, oh, why am I sad? Why am I feeling these feelings? Why is anger making me more acute to, injustice and things like that? So.
All right.
Sorry.
Say, we got real deep there.
Yeah,
We
sorry.
We got real deep in these waters, and I didn't have any swimmies on.
I didn't
have
mean
any
to kill
fucking floaties
the
on.
comedy.
No. Look, it's totally fine. We talk about this shit here and there on the show because it's important. There's a lot of people that are going through that. There's also a lot of people who are doing taxes right now, and I want you to go to TurboTax. I'm kidding. They're not a sponsor, but they should be.
The main point of all of this is do your taxes.
I can really fucking sell the fuck out of TurboTax. Like, can we get them on the horn?
Come on a board.
Can we get them on the horn?
They should be sponsoring for sure.
This was a wild, weird show where look, it's super late in Hollywood. This was awesome.
Jesus jumped on.
For Vincent Marcus, Young Jesus, Sarah McDaniel. Where can people find you, Sarah McDaniel?
Mainly, I have Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, all that stuff. But
Are you
my
Friendster still?
Yeah, and my Instagram is crotchy with a K, K-R-O-T-C-H-Y.
Is it really? So you went back to your old crotchy?
Yeah, I've always been crotchy. I tried to change it one time and people got upset, so I changed it back. So I'm staying crotchy forever.
Crotchy
with
You
a
know
K?
me as that.
Crotchy
What?
with a K?
Yeah, crotchy with a K.
They call you the crotchy kid?
Probably.
All right. You have a boyfriend.
I do.
What's his name?
Joey.
Joey.
Joseph.
Yeah. Joey.
The
Classic.
Joe.
What's his last name?
Marino.
Marino. All right, so you'd be Sarah Marino.
Ew.
Yeah. Go ahead and say that aloud. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
really
Boff
hope he
me,
doesn't
Joey
Keep
Marino.
it crotchy.
Yeah. Keep it crotchy.
I think I'll just keep a first
Keep
name
it crotchy, San
forever.
Diego. No, we appreciate you stopping by the show.
Thank you.
Vincent, always a fucking blast with
Hey,
you.
man.
Yes, always.
And look, we're the Drinkin' Bros. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.